All right, guys, I am here with Heather and Dune from the Heather Thomas Band.
Hello.
Hello. They are here at Amoeba, my favorite place, obviously, and I am telling them they need to pick out specific albums that inspire them to make the awesome music they make. So, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, they're gonna dig. We're gonna show off after. Stick around. Cool.
Nevada, tell me when I'm gone, what did I do for you? I left you run down, sunburnt, broke. You left me longing for the coast. Tobacco stains his ruddy mouth. He tears my dress and throws me down. I hate him. I will make him pay. He earned his sentence on that day.
All right, Dune, you found some records that inspire you as a musician. Let's hear about them.
Okay, this first one, Come On Feel the Illinois by Sufjan Stevens and the Illinois Makers is a concept record pretty much about Illinois. It was the second of two records where Sufjan promised to do a record for each state, and I think this is the last one he did. He didn't really do the rest. The other one was Welcome to Michigan, but it has some of my favorite tunes, some of my favorite arrangements. He did so much with like horns, a lot of like Philip Glass postmodern kind of percussion and like rhythmic trancey kind of things, and it's a great record. Highly recommended.
It's actually one of my favorite records. He's in my top 5 artists of all time,
Yeah,
so I'm very happy you picked that.
He's an amazing
Everything he
composer.
does. Have you heard Carrie and Lowell?
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
my
I went and
God.
saw the Carrie and Lowell tour. Like,
Yeah, me too. It was, I cried.
Yeah, I definitely cried. I mean, you
You can't not.
Yeah.
What are you, a robot?
Yeah. Great musician, great album.
Good pick.
The Way Out, which is the books. So the books were pretty much a guitar player and singer and a cellist that met in New York in a hostel, I'm pretty sure, and they both lived there for an extended period of time, and all the albums they made were derivatives of used tape cassettes they would go buy at like music stores, but the tapes were not necessarily music. They were like, this one in particular, the idea was that all the tape cassettes were self-help cassettes. And so they put together all these like sound bites and kind of sampling, but it's all analog instead of digital. And then they also play and sing over it. A song to start with on this album, or with the books, is I Didn't Know That, which has an awesome music video with a lot of like golf tutorials, which is
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. So My Morning Jacket, one of my favorite bands of all time. This is their first album called The Tennessee Fire. They've become like a headlining band. They now like do a weekend every year in Cancun. They have a huge following, but their first 2 or 3 records were very emotional. And this being their first record, it's pretty lo-fi. A lot of it is straight to tape. But it's a very emotional record and a very powerful record. A lot of the ideas in it are them kind of becoming the band that they are. I think the only original member besides Jim James, who's the front person, is the bass player, who's Tommy Two-Tone. And I think...
Wait, Tommy Two-Tone?
That's his nickname, Tommy Two-Tone.
Can you imagine, though, if Tommy Two-Tone was the bass player in My Morning Jacket?
Who is Tommy Two-Tone then?
8675309.
That's right. Yeah. So his name is Tommy Two-Tone Jones or something like that. And I think it's literally because his bass tone is like alternates between 2 different tones. Like
and because he loves the song Jenny.
Yeah. And then I take this album anywhere I go. Keith Emerson, Greg Lake, Carl Palmer, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery. One of the craziest prog rock, dystopian synthesizer, early 70s trips of all time.
And the cover opens up.
Yeah, the
it
cover
has
opens up,
a cool door situation going on.
And the Carnival 9 is, of course, the like icing on the cake of the whole record. Great record, great synthesizer tones, great ensemble playing, and really nerdy. So beware.
Awesome. Sweet picks, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. All right, Heather, what'd you get?
Okay, so this album, I really love this one. This is Joanna Newsom. So this Joanna Newsom record, my roommate had it, and he was like a really brilliant songwriter, kind of someone who I aspired to write like. And this album, the language on it and the descriptions are just so quirky and beautiful and interesting, and it's just like written like poetry. So I really gravitated towards that when I was first writing songs. I wanted my songs to feel that way.
Yeah, that's her first album, right?
Is it?
I think so.
It's really cute. It's like all hand embroidered and everything. I just remember just like sitting on the floor, like looking at this and listening to it and just wanting to create something like that.
It's awesome.
This first aid kit, The Lion's Roar, it was like one of those where the harmonies and everything are so beautiful and the songs are sweet, but they still have like a little bit of attitude to them. It's interesting because it's got kind of like an Americana vibe, but they're from like Sweden or something.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this one. I'd never listened to Father John Misty before, but this record had so much storytelling and honesty and like kind of ugliness, a little bit of vulnerability that wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Even though the arrangements are all really gorgeous and
that's his shtick. I love it.
Yeah, it's really great, and I thought that was cool. I listened to it over and over. I loved the songs. I loved the progression of the story throughout the album.
His just sardonic, like super sarcastic
but
nature.
But it's also very sweet. Like the album's kind of about him getting married and like kind of settling down, I guess. But yeah, I really loved that one.
It's a great album.
Yeah. This is one of like my old favorites. Like I think my mom gave me this
Ooh,
album.
a Japanese pressing too. That's badass.
This is cool.
With the Obi strip. Good find.
Glass houses. Yeah. I love the way Billy Joel writes. I've always been really inspired by his songwriting. I'm like, when I formed my band, I really just started writing songs. I didn't have any plans to have a band. It just kind of turned into that once I started performing, and I was like, oh, I could arrange these for a full band. I started writing on ukulele. But yeah, this album has a lot. It's all about the songwriting for me. I love songs that are well written and interestingly arranged, and yeah. So this album has some of my favorites. On this one are oh, it's all in Japanese. You can't even read it. That's cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So you don't even know.
Well,
this is a memory test.
Borderline, close to the borderline. All for Lena. This one has like, you may be right, I may be crazy, you know, so the classics. And then this is Feist. I hadn't really gotten that into this band, but I remember I heard the song Brandy Alexander, and I'd seen a few of her videos that were really inspiring. And it made me want to do that. It made me want to be the type of person who could write interesting stories and, you know, set them to music, put them in videos, and put out albums full of just a voice, you know. I love her voice and the way that she communicates through music. So yeah, these are mine.
Awesome picks. You got some good listening to do.
Yeah.
Amoeba did you well.
Yes.
Great picks. Do you guys agree?
I loved it, yeah.
Cool. Well, you are an amazing musician. You both are, so why don't you talk about what you guys are doing musically?
So we've got a trio right now. I play drums, Dune's on bass, we have a guitar player, Oliver. We're playing shows here in LA, but if you want to follow us, you can find me at heatherthomasmusic.com or on Instagram at heatheronDrums, or I'm on Facebook and all that too.
It's going to be real good. We're recording 3 new tunes down here in LA, so follow us so you know when they come out. They should be coming out in the next few months.
Yeah.
I am going to post all that in the description, so you guys will have no excuse not to check it out. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. More videos very soon.